you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. What's the weather like at the moment?
Bit windy, but nothing horrific. It's if it was slightly stronger, I maybe would drop some sail. It's nice and sunny, but my boat can't really hold a decent course.
What sails do you have up?
I've got my A7 on the left and my jib pulled out on the right.
Right, so the A7 is not on the pole?
No,
Yeah.
I'm a bit scared to pull it, just on the basis that if I do get hit with some heavy weather, I'm not going to be able to get it in, and then it's going to be a Canadam situation.
Yeah, that was quite dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I spoke to him yesterday, and it just, I was like, oh my god, are you okay? So I don't need to pull it out. I mean, it is flogging, but the thing is, it's going to flog regardless whether it's on the pole or not, just because of how much I'm slewing. So it doesn't mean...
Jacob just told me, I've just been talking to Jacob a few minutes ago, he said that he's putting his A7 through a block on the end of the main boom. So,
yeah, I was just speaking to him as well, but I didn't really understand what he meant.
So it's just a block that's shackled onto the end of the main boom, and you either have your main all the way down, or he's just got a few feet of the main up at the moment because it's light winds, and the top of the square top mainsail is below the spreader, so there's only a little bit of main, but he's got the jib to windward, and then this A7, the sheet comes through a block that's shackled on the end of the boom, and then comes back to the winch, so that when he wants to furl the A7, he just lets the sheet go and he just rolls it up, and the boom is out. I didn't ask him if he's got a preventer on the boom, but I think he would have a preventer. But if you don't,
I still, in the nicest way, I'm not really still a sailor, and I don't really understand that still, even when you're trying to explain it.
okay, it's just a block shackled on the end of the boom, so the main boom is squared out on the leeward side, or as far out as it'll go, and the A7 sheet just goes through that block on the end of the boom rather than going straight to the deck.
Right, okay. I don't understand how that helps him furl it though.
I think it's because he's not on a pole, because if you got on a pole, it's a lot more complicated. You've got to deal with the pole as well. So if you want to furl your A7 the way Jacob...
Oh! Right, okay, I understand.
Yeah, because your main boom just stays there.
Sorry, I was on the wrong end of the boom.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that wouldn't help.
I was thinking where the spinnaker pole would normally go on the other side of the boom, and he was saying that it just put, and he'd got it on, rather than, on the mast.
Yeah, no, it's on the end of the boom, on the outboard end, yeah.
Yeah, the end that's near me.
Yeah,
right.
And he just clips a spare block on there and puts the A7 sheet through that, and it holds the sail out nicely, but when you want to roll it up, you just cast the sheet off and roll the sail up, and you don't have to worry about the boom because it just stays there.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense now. Okay, that is something for me to consider doing, but I'm not doing it now.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe one day when you're feeling a little bit more energetic.
If my A7 starts really kind of plugging too much and I start losing speed, then I might do something about it. But as long as my speed, I base everything off my speed. If I'm happy with my speed, I'm not going to put up more sail. If I'm not happy with it, I'll put up more. So as long as my speed's okay, I won't touch anything.
Well, that's actually good racing tactic. All the racing sailors like Eric and Renault and whatever, they all sail by the numbers. They're always watching their speed. So that's a good tactic.
Yeah, I don't mind as long as I'm still making progress. Over 100 miles a day, preferably over 110 towards 120. And if I'm doing that, I'm not changing anything.
And how's the self-steering going?
It's alright, but again, I'm just slewing everywhere. Full on, can be bombing at 300 degrees, or I can be bombing at 200 degrees. You know, it depends which way it's deciding to overpower me.
You haven't. It doesn't swing enough to drive the boat, though, I presume. That'd be a problem.
Is it like fully backwind the sails?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you haven't got your main up, so that wouldn't happen. I just forgot. You're running with the two head sails, so you can swing from side to side, and you're not likely to. The only thing you could do if you swung enough, you could backwind one of the sails, I guess.
Yeah, I do. The sails are backwinded relatively often.
And it corrects itself, or do you have to get on the tiller?
Generally it corrects itself, but after maybe like 30 seconds. Or if I'm here, if I'm on deck, I'll just like help it.
Yeah. Oh, you're still doing a lot of hand steering? Or you said you like the hand steer because it helps to pass the time?
Yeah, mixture. Today I've done about 50-50. I just want, the thing is, later on into the evening, for the last couple of hours before dark, I like to leave the self-steering going to make sure that it's, and try not to touch it, so that I know it's all settled for night time. Because sometimes it takes like a good hour or so to settle it.
And you have to adjust your sails or reef or something to get the balance.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just sat here observing it at the moment. Yeah, and I seem to be going all right, but I'm heading a little bit too far south, I think, for my liking. I'm heading to like 255 rather than 265.
Yeah, I remember you saying once before that you were finding it difficult to get the boat to go exactly where you want. It's always too high or too low.
Yeah, it's just because of the overpowering is so easy. And then you fall off your chair like I just did.
And what's the wind strength doing in terms of stability? Is it gusting or is it steady?
It's not been gusting for the past hour or so, but it was gusting quite a lot this morning. And I was dodging a couple of squalls this morning as well. I didn't get hit by them, but I just got like a bit of the gusts from it.
And what's your sea state like?
And what, sorry?
What are the waves like? How big are the waves and what direction?
They're coming from behind me, which is good, but a bit of everything. Some of them are like the occasional rogue wave. I reckon is like nearly 3, but generally they're about 2. I think. I don't really know. I'm not very good at telling the height of them. But
it's all relative. It's interesting that you get those bigger ones. It seems to be the way the sea works. I don't know whether it's because waves combine and build up, or whether it's just away from another wave train or something. But I've noticed that all the time.
Yeah. Like when you're looking forwards, the waves don't seem that bad because you're on top of them. But when you look behind you, that's when you see the waves are actually massive.
The boat's handling it fairly well by the sound of it.
Yeah, relatively. I do keep on, the waves do keep taking me, so just then I got taken south by a wave.
And are you managing to keep the boat dry?
Yeah, I've had a couple of waves splash over, but not for a little while now, so that's why I've risked having my phone on deck.
And what's the temperature like? Is it warm or chilly?
Yeah, it's warm when the sun's out. It was chillier this morning when the sun went away. But this is the most sun power I've had for ages. Like, my batteries are actually fully charged, and I don't know why. Like,
I think it could be because it's not quite so hot. Because in the tropics, when it's really, really, really hot, solar panels are a little bit less efficient. than when it's slightly cooler.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I've got like decent power. So.
Did you get any work done on the electrics while you were in Tahiti?
No, I am limping to Fiji.
Okay, yeah. So, I just wondered if you got so much extra power, whether it had something to do with getting some repairs done to your electrics, or whether it's just the efficiency of the panels.
No, I've not done anything. I did a couple of little things on the boat that I just needed to do. Anyway, so retying my safety line, replacing a shackle, and little stuff like that. But everything else, okay. Now both my sails don't know what to do. So fully, my 7 is fully backwinded into my jib.
Oh. Mm. So do you need to go and fix it?
No, that's alright. I just had to steer a sec. There we go. She's cracked back on.
The other thing I'm wondering about is are your solar panels maybe getting more sun and getting less shade because of a different angle, of course?
Maybe, I don't know. Possibly. But either way, it's a good thing. But yeah, every work, Fiji is going to be a busy work time for me. It's just Tahiti, I was exhausted because still my body, and there we go, fully backwinded the jib on the other side now. So that's the story of my life at the moment, is just backwinding whichever direction, which means you can't really do a lot. You either go too south or too north.
And does the boat slow down when you backwind the sail much?
Yes, because the waves are side on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so exhausted in Tahiti because I think it is like I don't rest when I'm on anchor, so technically it's only actual decent sleeps since Panama. So like I just needed a time to just get off the boat and ignore everything and ignore all my problems, and suddenly it was time to go.
It did sound like you had a bit of fun there, going over to Maria with the people from Rotary, etc.
Yeah, it was amazing, and such lovely people. The one guy from Rotary was just like so generous. And then even like the other boaters, so Jakub made some friends, and so I went with him to go have dinner on their boat with them, and yeah, there was lots of other cruisers that were just lovely, and there was even a guy on a cruise ship from England that has followed me for years and came over to say hello, so it's just really nice.
Yeah, very social life. As you say, being on the marina would have helped a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what about food? I know you're not much good at eating. You're not a big eater when you're at sea.
Yeah, so I've eaten loads on land, absolutely loads, as in like 2 teas every night. And I have provisioned, I've stocked up lots with a ridiculous amount of chocolate, again, because the chocolate's better than it is anywhere else here. And then my fresh food I bought from the local market. I just got lots of cake. So I bought half a coconut cake, like 4 big chocolate brownies, some pistachio cake, some almond cake, some other biscuits, and yeah.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you're making me hungry now.
So, not much in the way of fruit and vegetables by the sound of it.
I have a pineapple and some lychee with me.
Yeah, okay, well, at least you're getting some vitamins into you.
Pardon?
I said, at least you're getting some vitamins into you. There's been a few followers who've been laughing about your living on cake and saying, well, we hope you're going to eat some salads or something.
I have eaten quite healthy. I had a lot of fruit when I was in Tahiti, because the fruit is just really tasty and really good, and even if when it's in smoothie form and juice form, it's amazing. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I think I've probably asked you all the questions that I have for you. I'm just having a quick look here. I know you don't look forward that much, you don't look ahead that often, but now that you are running on your Starlink and you've got plenty of power, are you looking at the weather that's between you and Tonga and thinking about your strategies?
Yes, I have been doing that. I skipped through Don's tracker update this morning. And I've been talking to Jakub and just deciding what is the best options. But conclusion is all of that confusing weather is at least 5 days away for me. So just keep doing what I'm doing for 5 days and it'll have probably changed anyway. So that's the conclusion. Even though the others are all freaking out about it and it gets you worried, actually it's a long way off for me. Because, like, they're all talking about Breno and Kerry, and they're, like, 6 days in front of me, so why do I care? You know?
Yeah, I'm sure the weather will be quite different when you get there, so it's probably a very wise, philosophical position to take. Just let it develop and then make a decision later on when you've got a clearer idea.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was stressing a bit about it even before I left. I was talking to Skookum about it, and I've just realised I've just been stressing myself too much. When it's irrelevant right now.
Yeah, the thing that happens when you go to sea is that you just deal with it. You know? You get out there and whatever happens, you just deal with it. But
yeah.
Obviously, if you can go a bit further north or a bit further south or something and get a better wind angle, if it works out, that's great. But mostly, as a cruising sailor, I've just dealt with it. I get out there and I take a reasonable course, and then I don't worry about the weather anymore. I just take what comes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And when you're racing, you're supposed to be a bit more technical, a little bit more technical. But I guess, as you said a few times, you're not really racing, so you might as well just relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, is there anything else?
Oh, just soaked.
What happened then?
I just got soaked. I got a big. My sail's back winding, and I just got a big wave on me.
And did you keep the phone dry?
Yes, I did.
Oh, well, that's a critical thing. You can always change your clothes.
Yeah.
So, is the inside of the boat still dry, or has you got getting wet down below?
It's fine now, because I've only just left and I've had no big seas and no rain yet.
Yeah, I know Dan Turner said he's soaking, the whole boat's soaking wet.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah. It will be soon.
Okay, so would you like to say some farewell words to your followers and supporters?
I don't really know what to say. Thanks for following.
I think I lost you a little bit there.
I'm just saying thanks to them for following. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I just wasn't sure if there was anyone in particular who you wanted to thank from your Tahiti stopover, etc.
Tahiti, the guy Lewis from Rotary is just an absolute legend. Yeah. He won't see this anyway because he doesn't even have WhatsApp. But yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought he might. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you a pleasant trip. Hopefully, it might stay pleasant for you guys at the back of the fleet. You might miss all the bad weather.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Speak to you later. Bye.
Bye.